Hey everyone, the topic of today's video is how to become more magnetic. And if you've ever thought about it, maybe you've been around certain people and you feel like, I don't really feel like being around them. There's just like a weird vibe. There's a weird feeling. So if that is true, if you almost feel repelled, then it must also be true that you could be attracted to someone because of who they are as a person. So I am a top leader in my company and I have an accountability partner. We talk every single day. She's a top leader. She trains top leaders. And every day we talk about this concept of energy and how do we help the people on our team have more really amazing energy so that they become more magnetic. So then yesterday, I was listening to someone talk about this topic and he was saying, how do you fast track success? I mean, is that even a thing? But he said, if it were a thing, the only way to do it would be you becoming the most confident, happy, empowered, kind version of yourself so that success can't not come to you. Isn't that such an amazing concept? And he used the words undeniable, like you would become undeniable and you would become irresistible. And so, yeah, just, for the last 24 hours, but even the last few days and weeks, I've just been really thinking about and talking to other people about this concept. And I want to help you identify the 8 ways that you can become more this way. So you can either take this training one of 2 ways, okay? So you can either take it, number 1, as you can take these principles and help to teach your team members who are coming in these principles on how to become more magnetic, right? Or number 2 is you can say, hey, I want to start here. Like, I want to become more of this person. So either way, I hope that this video is incredibly helpful to you. All right. So number 1, I've got my notes right here. Number 1 is own your unique energy. I think that here in 2025, there's so many amazing people doing so many amazing things. And sometimes Julie over here is doing something completely different from Emily over here. And we can feel like in the middle and kind of torn, like, well, I love what she's doing. I love what she's doing. But what if you just embrace the character qualities or the confidence of some of the people that you watch, but you don't deny your own voice? Like, you recognize it for what it is. And also, along with that is speak from the heart. People want to see someone who is real. They want to see someone who is authentic, okay? But number 2, this goes into number 2, is that doesn't mean negative. That doesn't mean negative, okay? So number 2 is you want to develop a positive, growth-oriented mindset. To every problem, there is a solution. And you want to encourage gratitude. So when I was looking through these different principles and practices, I realized that these are kind of simple things like gratitude, like appreciating others, like kindness, like confidence, right? But when it's like a full package that comes in, that becomes a magnet. Okay. So encourage gratitude practices. When someone radiates joy and appreciation, it's magnetic, right? Okay, number 3, I think this is so important, is master body language and presence. Like your presence. When you are around people, how do people feel? Isn't that a great question, right? So teach them to make eye contact, to smile, encourage them to slow down when they speak, not to like fiddle, right? Because all these things make people think like, oh, maybe you're nervous, right? Or if you're like stammering and or maybe if you get stuck in what you're saying, right? You don't have to be perfect. You absolutely do not have to be perfect. I'm not perfect, right? But you do have to have that calm confidence about you so that people know she knows what she's talking about, right? Okay, number 4 is be an excellent listener. You guys have all heard we have 2 ears, we have 1 mouth. It's so important that you are asking good questions and then you are leaning in to listen and really wanting to know what they have to say, as opposed to leaning out and crossing your arms. That's all about body language, right? Remind them that being interested is so much more important than being interesting. I mean, that kind of reminds me of people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? Things like that. Okay, number 5 is you share your vision boldly. People want to be around someone who knows who they are and who knows where they are going. Okay. Hold on. People are drawn to those who are passionate and clear about their goals and then speak confidently. And why are you excited about what you're building? Share that. Talk about that. Okay. Number 6 is building consistency and integrity. And there are 3 different ways that you can build consistency. Magnetic people are reliable. They always show up. Like, you can guarantee that they are going to show up in 3 different areas. Okay. Energy, actions, and communication. And of those 3, while I think all of them are crazy important, I want to talk about energy because I want you to picture that you're following someone on social, like on Facebook, right? And Mary shows up on Monday and she's like, it's raining again, right? Mary doesn't have great energy. Mary's complaining about the weather. And then Tuesday, Mary's like, I can't believe that my husband forgot to take out the trash again. Mary's not have great energy, right? Day 3, Mary's like, hello, who wants to buy some product, right? Like, high energy on my word, already buy a Metabird. Well, that's not consistency, which doesn't lead to trust. Showing up consistently in every area leads to trust. Trust builds influence, okay? Number 7, and I think this is probably the most important of the 8, is prioritize energy management. Encourage practices like, I'm gonna give you guys a practical example in 1 second on why I think this is the most important. Encourage practices like exercise, nutrition, personal growth, what you are listening to, what you are reading, like all the things that are coming in. So important, right? Because magnetic energy starts from within. So you guys, it all starts right here. It all starts right here. And it starts with, how do you feel about yourself? So then you could say to yourself, okay, so why is nutrition, why is exercise, what's that have to do with anything? I'll tell you what, okay? So another big thing in all of this is keeping the promises that you made to yourself. So if you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh darn, I slept through my alarm, like I was gonna wake up at 4 and it's 6, right? Your energy started here, and now it's going down, right? And then you were like, I'm gonna at least eat a good breakfast. But then you go out, there's a donut on the counter, so you eat the donut. But here's the thing, follow me here. There's a lunch meeting. You go to a lunch meeting, okay? All your Plexus friends all got together and you stuff yourself. And your pants feel uncomfortable and you're feeling uncomfortable and you're feeling low energy because you haven't kept the promises to yourself, right? And now you're feeling like I ate too much, right? You know, that blah feeling. Well, someone walks over to you and they're like, hey, can you stand up in front of the 50 people? Can you share how this business has changed your life? Or can you share with them vision casting about the business opportunity? Well, you guys, how is your energy going to come across? I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to come across super low, but I am saying that I bet you it's going to come across as off. It's going to come across as a little weird because you're not feeling it. Like, you're not feeling it in yourself. So how could you pass that on to other people, right? Number 8, and this is the final point on how to become more of a magnetic person, is to serve others generously. Wake up and say, and have that attitude of service. How can I serve? How can I impact? Magnetic people care more about giving than getting. When they lead with value, kindness, and encouragement, they naturally attract people who want to be a part of what they're doing. I hope this has been incredibly valuable to you. Go out, make eye contact, smile, you guys, and you can absolutely become more magnetic and more confident every single day. Just keep those practices in mind and keep getting better. You've got this, friends. All right, bye.